Hello, hi. So it is day 5 of VEDA, and to be honest, I could not think of what I wanted to talk about today. I have not had a chance to really put my brain on kind of planning. I have general topic ideas that I want to talk about, but I need to plan kind of what that looks like. So I kind of just going off the top of my head for this one. But one of the things that came up while I was just kind of running through different ideas is this concept that I have seen a lot, where people are either quick to get rid of friends, or everyone's overly invested in kind of this my day ones situation where it's like no new friends. And I think that is short-sighted, because over time you grow and change as a person, and so your life experiences sometimes mean that the people in your circle will have to change just by virtue of you are growing and changing as a person. And I say this as a person who is slow to call someone a friend. I will have a lot of acquaintances or people that I'm cool with, people that I like, people that I can even like go out with, go out, have a good time, go for dinner, for drinks, kind of know a little bit about their life, have, general kiki conversations with. But that doesn't necessarily mean make them a friend for me. For me, it's always about kind of how they show up and how long they stick around. So I'm definitely slow to give someone the friend label, because for me that carries a lot of weight. So I say this as someone who has friends who I've known since I was 14. And most of the friends that I have are people that I've known for at least 5 years, if not longer. Like I said, I have some friends who I've known for over 20 years, who have known over half my life. But I definitely think that there is room to allow new people into your life. And sometimes, they have this thing where they're like, it's either a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And some people, they're there for a very specific reason. They come in, they serve that reason, and then they leave your life, ideally gracefully, but sometimes not so much, just depending on how things go and where you are in your maturity and where they are in their maturity. But then you have people that are in your life for a season. Some people are in there for just one season. Some people are in there for multiple seasons. But over time, you may start to see that relationship no longer brings value, and you just might need to adjust. And so I definitely think that it's good to have people in your life who have known you for a long time. That's cool. That's definitely a nice feeling for people to, essentially it's kind of the commitment thing. They come in, they stay for a minute. They don't just come in and then leave. However, people who decide, because the older you get, your ability to stumble across friendships lessens. You kind of have to be more intentional about finding friends. When we're in school, whether it's elementary school, high school, or college, you're basically in a bowl of potential friends where you are interacting with different people who are your direct peer group on a daily basis. And so you can trip across friendships very easily. But once you have hit, the age where you're no longer in school and you're an adult and you're kind of out in the world adulting, it becomes harder to find friends. And so when you get into a place where you encounter potential friends in that setting, there is a level of intentionality. Some people are very much treat their friendships like it's like a courting thing. It's like they meet someone, they're like, you're cool, let's go on, a adult play date and kind of get to know each other. And then you kind of start going out to, and in that it starts casually. So it's like we start meeting up. Hey, this person is cool. Let's go to a party. Let's go to a club. Let's go out for dinner. And then next thing you know, they're coming over for game night, or you're having dinner parties and they're hanging out at your house and they're meeting your other friends. And so but it's still a level of intentionality, so I think that there's some value in meeting someone as an adult and saying, hey, I like you, I would like for you to be in my life, in a platonic way, but I would like for you to be in my life, and intentionally maintaining that relationship. And so I will want to kind of dig more deeper into this, but I just wanted to kind of begin that conversation because I'm very curious, and I think this is an age thing, because I've encountered people who are kind of in their 20s where they're fresh out of the fishbowl of friends, where they're just kind of, they've been in college or they've been in some type of young environment. Even if you were working as a young person, you typically are in a lot of companies tend to group their young professionals in some capacity. So you're still in a friendship fishbowl. And those are often the people who are kind of on that no new friends, day ones, et cetera, versus once you hit, I'll say even maybe late 30s, early 40s, where you start to realize that friendships are either you don't have any, so you realize the value of friendships because you look around and realize you may be married or in just a long-term romantic relationship, and you realize the only person in your life is your romantic partner and you don't have any friends. And so you begin to understand the importance, and it's kind of hard to double back and find those friends or reconnect with old friends. Or you have maintained those friendships for whatever reason, and you are now beginning to just understand on a deeper level how important those friendships are, but also how you might have to go through the process of, either ending friendships or kind of changing how people show up in your life based on what's going on. And so I am very interested to know from you watching, what is your perspective on friendship? And do you think that your perspective could possibly be colored by your age? Another factor that I've noticed when people tend to take friendships differently or seriously in a different way is people who become romantically kind of partner up early on. So say you partner up at, in your early 20s, and you kind of get a life partner, and then you kind of begin that going through life as a partner thing, versus when you partner up later in life, like myself, who was single for longer. So that means that my friendships were maintain a much stronger value in my life because I wasn't partnered, and so that also could be why I was able to kind of go through the process. So I'm just curious to know what other people think about the idea of friendships. Also, there's an element of if you are a so this, because I'm thinking about just kind of the gendered nature of what I was about to say, if you're a man or a woman, but then I started thinking about people who are kind of gender nonconforming or non-binary. It's like, how does that, when you are living in you are a person who does not find that you fit neatly within gender roles, societal gender roles, does that affect how you approach friendships? And I say that because we are taught through the gendered kind of societal teaching that we receive that women are people who are raised up, as women, and who are kind of society, who are, what's the word? I don't want to say trained up, but those of us who are either, are kind of skewed on the more woman side of things. I'm not saying this well, but tend to be taught that once you're partnered, you have to then forego all of your other friendships because those relationships are no longer as important as your partnership. Whereas with men and people who are male presenting are raised and kind of socialized, you are socialized that you are partnered. And so even if you are socialized to be partnered, you're socialized to be partnered, but also there's time where you have to spend with your friends. And so how does that look when you are gender nonconforming or non-binary? Does that look different? Do you approach your friendships from a wider, kind of a broader representation? I would love to know, because I think that there's something that we could possibly learn from what that would look like, and how you are able to exist in this, binary space in your non-binary self, and what that looks like as you relate to other people who are are not non-binary or gender non-conforming, and they are gender conforming for various reasons, and kind of how you relate in those spaces. And so this kind of started off as just me kind of talking, but I think I landed somewhere where I invite you to leave a message in the comments and tell me, how do you approach friendships, and how much weight and value do you put on your friendships versus your romantic relationships, and what does that look like, and if that's affected by your age, your gender, whether you are gendered or if you're gender non-conforming, how does that look? I'm very curious to know. I would definitely like to dig more into this topic, because I think that we don't put enough focus on our platonic relationships, and I think that we should. And so I'd like to talk about it. So please comment below. Definitely leave your thoughts. I would love to hear what you think, and I'll be back for another video. And so I look forward to the next time that we can talk again. Bye.